Hey, welcome back. So before we dive in and start playing with blocks, we're going to get our menu system set up. Remember, we want to get in the habit of having our menu system set up from the very beginning so that we can navigate round the start menu, the game screens, and then onto the final win screen so that we've really set the precedent, we've set the standard, and we've created the structure. So we're going to go into NumberWizard UI and export the menus, import them into this project, customize the words and fonts, and then you're going to wire up the buttons. So let's take a look. I'm sitting here in my block breaker that's got almost nothing in it. It's just got a game scene and some sprites. I'm going to switch over to NumberWizard UI for a moment, which is in my recent projects when I go to File and Open Project. And here we are. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to export a package, just like the packages you see in the Unity store. And I'm going to say to myself, well, what do I need? Well, I don't need the game because the NumberWizard UI game is very different to this game. And I don't need the NumberWizard script because we're not going to be using any of NumberWizard's behavior here. But I do want the level manager, and I do want the start screen and the win screen because they're a starting point for my next menu system. So let's do that. Make yourself a package somewhere, doesn't matter what you call it, menus if you like. Okay, and you get menu.unity package here. Okay, fantastic. So what are we going to do with that? Well, back over to our block breaker project. Once there, we go to assets and import package, and it's a custom package. Don't we feel clever? We made our own custom package already. And we import menu.unity package, the thing we just exported. Well, we're going to import everything because we just chose what we're going to export, so it's literally just copying and pasting between projects at this stage. Now we need a little tidy up. In our previous project, we called scenes with an S without an underscore. Now look how confusing that is, scenes, scripts and sprites. That's why I prefer the underscore version. But immediately you see an inconsistency like that, sort it out. Take your start and win menu, put them in your underscore scenes folder and delete. Oops, not delete, that's better. Delete that one. Fantastic. So now what we have is we have three scenes, start menu, win screen and level 1. And then we have scripts folder with level manager in it and the same sprites we had before. Let's get to work changing these scenes one at a time. Into your start menu. So the first thing that's inappropriate about this start menu is the fonts. We need to change the font in my opinion, so let's do that first. I'm going to go to a website called dafont.com, great place to get free fonts. And I'm just going to search for block, see what we get. Now, scroll down and find a font that is readable and appropriate feeling. It's entirely up to you what font you use. I'm going to plump for the first one that looks good. I think I'm going to go for BM Block here. So download your font from Dafont. There it is, BM Block. And then just take the .ttf file from that and drop it into Unity. Assets. Now I'm going to make myself tidy immediately by creating a folder called fonts and putting the BM Block font in it. Great. Now you can select all of your text elements under your hierarchy start menu, and you can hold down shift, click on title and then keep shift held down and click on the quit button, and you'll be able to select all of these elements or do them one at a time. The way you change the fonts over in the inspector under the text script component, where it says font, click the little circle and choose your BM Block. Great, now it's just a question of moving things around to your taste and changing the font size again to taste. Welcome to NumberWizard. If you get corruption like I've just got, play the game and then unplay and you'll find it should go away. So start's clearly too big. Quit, I'm going to make a little smaller this time so it's a bit more balanced. Okay, how does that look? Let's hit the play button. Okay, fantastic. So now let's change the text. Of course, you may be better changing the text before you change the font size, then you won't have to keep going in circles. Tell them what they need to do. Smash all the blocks to win. If you need to resize the text element, of course, click on it. There's the subtitle. Use the UI element tool or the T button on the keyboard. Resize it and then use its snapping ability to recentralize. Okay, let's take a look at that. Fantastic. All right, let's give the same treatment now to the other scene, which is the win scene. You'll immediately see, oh, that feels different and looks different. Okay, let's just change the font on both so we're consistent. Great. I guess Stride is no longer appropriate, so let's change that. You beat Block Breaker. Get your font right. And then our play button, again, it's too big. Play again, but that's looking about right. Can move elements around if we want to. Okay, let's play and see. You beat Block Breaker. Okay, fantastic. Now, we have achieved most of our objectives. What I want you to do now is to wire up these buttons as a challenge so that they work. So let's just dive into the presentation. Here, get the start button to go to level 01. Add a temporary game over button to level 01 so that when we click it, that game over button goes to the win screen. Then change the play again button to go back to the start menu. So you'll be able to navigate from the start scene into a game screen, which will just be a blue background with nothing in it, where you can click game over and you'll go over to the win screen, and then on the win screen you can click play again to restart the whole thing and test that you can navigate fully. So pause the video and go ahead and get yourself confident doing that now. Awesome, and welcome back. So let's take a look at how we're going to do this. Hopefully you've already done it. Are you doing the challenges, or are you just waiting for me to show you? I hope you're doing the challenges. So let's click on the start button. What's wrong with its script? Well, down the bottom here, under the button script, on the on-click event, we're going to the game scene. There is no game scene in this game, and we have level 01. So that should fix the start button. Let's try it. Start. Okay, level 01 could not be loaded because it's not been added to the build settings. That's just fine and expected. Let's go to the build settings. Get all your scenes visible and drag all of them into the build settings, and then set the order to be logical, i.e. the start menu comes first. You may have to click. It's a bit awkward. There you go. Start menu to level 01 to win screen. Fantastic. You don't need to build. You can just exit the build settings. But now when you come to run this, you should find that when you click start, it goes to the level 1, which is fantastic. And also that when you click quit, nothing will happen, but you will get a log down here, the bottom left saying quit requested. Fantastic. So the other scene you needed to modify was your win scene. Saving as we go. Play again should simply go to the start menu. So actually, by the looks of it, you don't need to do anything. It already works. Start. Okay, fantastic. Now, the final thing you need to do is on level 01, I said we needed a button that is going to allow us to transition onto the win screen. So how are we going to do that? Well, I'm going to create a UI element, and I'm going to make it a button. And it is, what is this type of canvas? Let's take a look. It's a screen space overlay, so it's going to cross the entire screen. That's okay. And then for now, we can just have a very ugly button somewhere. Where shall I stick it? Bottom right, let's say for now. Let's just call it Game Over. So once you've named the text on your button, go back to the button itself under Hierarchy, Canvas, and then Button. And we're going to need to deal with the on-click event. Now, the way that the other scenes, let's take a look at, say, the win screen, the way that they deal with that, let's look at this button, this Play Again button. What you have here is you have a level manager passed in, you see, and then it uses level manager.loadLevel. So what we're missing is a level manager on our level 1 scene. So let's put it on, copy level manager from here. That's one way of doing it. Or you could recreate it. Look, what is it at the end of the day? It's just a thing with a level manager script against it. Paste into your hierarchy there. So we now have a level manager in this scene. Back to our Game Over button. We can now drag the level manager onto the Game Over button's on-click event. Now we'll be able to choose level manager load level, and we can call it win screen. Fantastic. Just time to test. Let's click play. Game Over takes us to there. You beat Block Breaker. Great. Play again. We could quit. We just expect to get a quit request logged. You click start. You go to a very basic and ugly game scene. You click Game Over. Fantastic. Our menu system is functioning and customized to look like Block Breaker. Congratulations. See you soon.